stopping and looking at some more squirrel tracks that maybe are a little more fresh. You can even see some of their claw marks if we get really close. And they scamper across the snow, which right now actually has a nice little crust to it. So those squirrels are staying on top of that snow. This is pretty common here in March. We're gonna stop for a second, and I'm not sure if we'll be able to see this really well, but I noticed something kind of cool in the snow over here. So normally we are actually seeing the prints, but because the snow has a bit of a crust on top, if we get really close, we can actually see the individual tracks or claw marks of a snowshoe hare as it goes across the snow. Hello everybody, I have stopped as we've come to a bit of a snowshoe hare superhighway, or an area where the snowshoe hares have been crossing the trail quite a bit. So I'll try to get a little bit closer. Again, the snow today isn't perfect for tracking, but you can see kind of 4 clear prints. And we'll go across the trail. You might be able to see that the snowshoe hare have been going back and forth quite a bit. Now the reason that I'm talking about tracking today is tracking is probably easier in the snow, but you can do it even in the spring, summer, and fall. If you find some areas of mud or some wet ground or sand even, you can see what animals have been in your area. So as we've been walking, I've talked a little bit about why these birds that we've been able to hear, or maybe seen signs of squirrels, why they're here in the winter. And I'm going to stop at a spruce tree just full of those spruce cones. And that is what the animals around here are eating, the seeds out of those spruce cones. And you can tell there are hundreds just on this little tiny tree. Well, everybody, I have made it back to the Carl Wynn Nature Center. We've been out for about a half mile on our wonderful nature hike, and I want to thank you so much for joining me today. Hopefully, you get a chance to get outside and look for signs of animals, whether that be a track, whether that be the animal itself, hearing some bird calls, finding some leftover food, possibly some scat, but always just being aware of what those animals have to deal with here in Alaska in the winter, or wherever you are. So thank you so much and have a wonderful day.